And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. Shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
All right, and we continue out the day. So, you know, if we were gonna find out at last, or if we were gonna find out at one point during the stream that my mic was muted, at least it was within the first 15 minutes and not the whole thing. Or the last 15 minutes, because that's so jarring when you're watching somebody and then suddenly they just stop streaming. It's like, no goodbye, no like typing, wrapping it up, nothing. I actually need to go back and redo my intros too. I think I put one over. I can't see here. Okay, I've been thinking about, I like my music for my intros and stuff, obviously. But I'm thinking about going back. Oh, you look so trampled. That makes me sad. But I'm thinking about going back and adding my intros and outros with videos. Because when I leave, like, in the stream, I oftentimes, you know, tell people goodbye and stuff. And I thought about trying to do something where my voice was overlaid first as a greeting and then doing it that way. It might feel more inviting and less jarring. I don't know. To me, I like my intro, but I don't like recording my voice and having to listen back onto it. It's hard enough trying to listen to it in editing, let alone listen to it in intros. Because I normally have to, when I start listening to the audio, because I will listen to most of the audio for most of my videos, to see if it's like the volume is good. Because sometimes I'm really loud and sometimes I'm really quiet, depending on where the mic is in that particular day. Sometimes I'm a big loud mouth sometimes. So when I do that, I sometimes have to I go back and check. Ooh, I got 2 points. Nice. Yay! Let's see about doing precious. When potions are brewed, a precious residue can be used as gold in formed in a cauldron every day. Randomly experience bonus. Okay, interesting. Better restore salts. If the brewing of the potion fails or is cancelled, the portion of the salts spent are refunded to you. Okay, so that's the same thing as like the herbs and stuff. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was looking at it. So yeah, I thought personalizing it a little bit more so that it feels more inviting and more like less jarring for other people. Because while I don't like the sound of my own voice, not everybody actually cares, if that makes sense. Okay, so this one probably is going to end up being on wine or olive because of fear and one. I think olive has... No, wine has voodoo and fear. It has perfume. Is it... What else was it? It was luck? No, it was inspiration. Yeah, it was luck, inspiration. So it's on the wine's phase. They had it start over in here, and it looks like they did a big circle around to voodoo. Yeah, probably the safest bet. Okay, so let's see about trying to get this done. This is gonna be a struggle, I think, because trying to get around the wine area without using salts is a problem. I prefer not to use the salts if I can help it. Or, stones. Stones would be faster, but I prefer not to use them because I want to be able to make things on tap, and it's really hard to make them on tap if I have to contend with, the growth. Because the growth of the stones are very slow. I've had stones for a while, and I've like, all these ones here, and it's taken me a while to get to 100, kind of thing. Versus the herbs, which I can grow hundreds of. I don't have a lot of seeds for them. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I have anything. Some straight downs, but you know what? I haven't even tried to go straight down with this and go sideways. I technically could. I'd go down, over, and through. I do think I need to do probably 3 of these because I need to go down here and get some. Yeah, I need to like replenish the wine. Okay. And could do this. Okay, cool. Alright, and maybe a little up. No, it's not aggressive enough. That one might be aggressive enough. A little much maybe, but definitely aggressive. Okay, cool. Let me see. Maybe, I think this one's my best bet. Okay, cool. I was trying to decide about lead length on this, because I do need a little bit of lead length to do that. But I also don't want to do too much. Okay, let's do this. This might be a bit much. Might be a big ask. Okay, well, it wasn't too much to ask. Thank goodness. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm debating on whether I want to do this or if I want to do this and give myself some more leeway. Let's do this. Give myself some more leeway. Yeah. I want to get those big books. That's why I was trying to say to decide how I'm going to do it. There we go. Okay, cool. I don't know about this one. I'm a little concerned about this one. Okay, we did make it. Okay, cool. Woof! I threw the spoon out because I was so concerned. Okay, okay, cool. Alright, let's see. Where's the next one? Up there. Okay, cool. Okay, so this one is gonna get interesting quickly. Alright. Okay, cool. Okay. So we need to hit this one for sure. Which is good because I think I have this one. So we can head over this way. I think this will be perfect. A little rough, but I think it'll be perfect. Okay, cool. And then up and around aggressively. I probably need to be less aggressive with that. Alright, but there, maybe? We want to get up in there, but I want to be, like, closer to the middle. Really want a straighter path with that. Wait, where's the red thing? get it? I wondered if I could get it there. I could, you know what? I guess it wouldn't matter. Right, okay, I'm gonna save this real quick. Because I'm wondering if this will weave back in here enough. Okay, if it would weave back in there enough to, matter. If that makes sense. Okay, that could work. Kind of tempted to do that. Because it's drastic, but it does get me out of there quickly. Yeah. Hold up, let me do that. I think this is the only time I've ever found it used to use this. Because we're gonna need to get some of that life back from this. Ooh. And it's about straight, give or take. See, there we go. It's a nice line to work with. Lovely. Perfect. Aggressive? Maybe, but it worked, so I can't really complain. Okay, hold up. I'm wondering if I could use this to get down. I'm thinking on it. I've used this method before in the other areas, but this might be a bit aggressive. Since we're fighting with thorns. Doesn't we have one that like dropped real low quickly? Yeah. I don't want that one. I kind of want this one, but I don't want it to be that to curve back into the spikes. I want it to go down much. Touch on all those spikes. I guess like this one would be good. A bit aggressive. We'll see. Oh, that was aggressive, but it did work. I'm gonna save it again. I was so worried. I was like, this isn't gonna be good. It's gonna either be really, really like close, or it's really, really not gonna be close. Oh, that was aggressive. Okay. I do want to save that. Where's the golem? Yeah, this. I want to do this. Yeah, there we go. I want to do this to get some stuff back, some life back. Ooh, that was a nice little twist. But I also want to do this so I can get a little bit more air. I'm gonna save here because I might come back and get these books at some point. But I kind of want to have an accurate one for. I want to have an accurate one for like effectiveness. That's cool. That's so close to the bones, though. I'm debating on whether I should go a little further in. I want to go grab those books there. Because I could go through here, but it's really a long run. It would be easier to come around this way and do it. I'm almost tempted to do that because I think it'd be easier to do, but also I could get more books by doing that. I think I'm gonna do that because as much as it would be more quick to do it the other way, I'm gonna do it this way. Like dragging it through here like this is far more useful. There we go. Cool. I wasn't sure if that was gonna work. Okay, cool. Yes. Maybe. Might be a little too much if I do that. Might just use the basic one. This one. Yeah, let's use this one. Because I want to get a little more health going for that. Okay. Okay. Did I need to put that in there? No. Am I going to do it? Yes. Okay, this thing is really gross. So, let's do this. I think that looks about right. This is definitely not something you'd want. Okay, cool. With that, we have all of the potions needed for this. Awesome. Except that we would need the stone, which I haven't got one on me, so... Okay, if I remember correctly... let me see. If I remember correctly, you can still have stuff here, yeah. So I wasn't positive, but I was like, I'll risk it because I've already got them all saved, so it can't be that bad. But you can use the book to make your stone and then do it this way, because I wasn't sure if I did it last time or not. But let's go. Last salts. And then we have all the extra fun stuff that comes with this. The one salt to rule them all. You've completed the final chapter of the Alchemist Path. You have access to all visitors, all types, potion bases, merchants, perishable items, but your Alchemist Path is just beginning. Now shape your destiny. Invent the new equipment potions, unique potions, perfect recipes, create legendary substitutes, and earn a reputation as the best healer in the history, as various background poison, underground poison dealers. You choose the path. Huh. Okay. Is that all just talk, or are you being real with me about there being more extra stuff? Even if there wasn't, even if there was more stuff in the game when I was first doing the lower level, I still probably would have done it at this point in the game. Okay, we're gonna aim for this one next, because more books means more stuff anyways. Okay, so my thing about it is, we got this now. I'm thinking about just leaving this out and putting these back. Well, I probably should put them all back in there. I rarely use the salt, but I feel like this one's the one I would use the most if I had the option to use one salt. Okay, so that being said, let's get started with the day. We still have time. Hello, my dear. I've been looking, I've been thinking about my new novel, but I haven't come up with anything. I'm low on inspiration. Okay. I don't have any inspiration on my shelf yet, but I will. Give me a second. Because this is definitely going to become one of those big seller ones eventually. They have trends, you know? Alright. There we go. I need a potion. I need some anti-venom in case in case of a strange bug bites me. Where are you going that random bugs are biting you? You going into the swamplands? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna judge. Maybe he goes to the swamplands and he farms or harvests his stuff. Because there's some stuff that grows in marshlands that doesn't grow anywhere else. So maybe that's what he's going at. I need a potion that can protect me from frost-breathing dragons. Why? Why are you fighting You know what? We do live in a time of dragons. And times are hard, so I bet people are probably selling dragon scales and other things. Be safe. Mind the tail. I have to fight a monster that spits acid. Do you have a potion that can help me in battle? I don't like potions that use this base. Wine. They have a strange consistency. Make it into something else. But olive. It's the one I make it with. You know, I can see wine having... I can feel like wine should have a weird aftertaste. A wine-based potion. I feel like oil would have a texture issue, but wine would have a flavor issue. You know what I mean? Do you have a potion that will help me in battle with an ice dragon? I'll have a hard time without one. Don't add more than 3 ingredients. Make sure your potion doesn't have an ingredient lush mushroom. Well, you want fire, right? Why would you want that? Could do this. I realize I have only 1 ingredient in that. There you go. You have a nice day. I think my nose is too small. Your nose, it's fine. It fits your face proportionally. What are you talking about? Is there a way to make it bigger? Water potions. Use the space as rather. This potion use this potion that use this space are rather strange. Make it using a different potion. Yeah. Okay. Well, most of them are gonna be made in olive because it's too expensive to do it in water. I can see water having a weak flavor to it. You know, like how some watery cough medicine doesn't taste that great. I need a potion that will help me fly over a blocked mountain passage. I need an unusual potion with some additional side effects. Additional effects. I guess. How about flying and invisibility? Don't be peeping at people's windows, okay? If you're spying on the foreign king across the way, fine, but don't tell the king I helped you. You know, I don't want that publicity. But also don't tell the other foreign king that I helped either, because I don't want the publicity from the threats from that. Nice to see you. I have herbs and flowers for you. As always, take your pick. Oh, my love, you're so sweet. Let me see here. I'm not hurting on anything specific just yet. I should see you around. Goodbye, my dear. I need a potion, a protection potion for battles. Okay. I got a one for all for it. Kind of does a little bit of everything. It is T1 of everything, so don't go fighting something super Titan level or Dragon level, but it'll help you with small stuff. Have a nice day. I want to create an amulet that will increase the wearer's flexibility, reflexes, and speed. To make it, I'll need a potion that enhances these things. Okay, so you want reflexes, speed. Do I have a potion that does that? I mean, I can make one that does that. This one's like that, but it's not the other way around. Like, she listed speed first, so I feel like speed's the one thing she wants the most. We'll make her custom. I don't... It also gives me an excuse to get some books. But I feel like she'll want, some dexterity. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I don't need it to curve down. We're not going across the way up here. I didn't want to do that. I wanted I want to just be flat line. But I want to get as much of that flat line as I can get. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get him. Okay, my hope is that we can skim past that. There we go. Okay, cool. We will get this one for sure because it's on the way to a different potion. But I wanted to grab those on the way back because we're not going to go all the way up there unless someone asks for something specific. And I don't see them asking for anything specific. A little curved more than I would like, but it'll be okay. Yeah. Where's this? I need to get a 2 on this. No. I need to get a 3 on this. Because she wants more dexterity and less speed. Let's do the boots. I'm probably going to save this as the opposite of that one. Let me do this. Actually, hold up. Let me do this. I think the other one is a boot. It's kind of a cream color, isn't it? I don't know if I like that. I think I like the winged ones better. I like the white better. Now that I think about it, this one, I think the boot one I have here is a different kind of boot, but it's the same kind of concept. This is the new one, so we'll put it down here. Okay. Because people have been asking, there's like 2 or 3 people who've asked for this particular one. We'll just do that. Sold it for a little cheaper than I normally would, but that's okay. Greetings, Abby. Do you have anything I could use to recover after battle? Do you want mana? Do you want health? Or do you want both? I might make you both. I really need to do this one and reverse it. Yeah. Alright. Man, that one went for 2,000. What was here? Oh, it was ice, wasn't it? It was ice shield. One second. I'll get back to you in a second. I want to put this back on the shelf before I forget, because I will absolutely forget. And I like how they're watching me stock shelves, because this is exactly what customers do. It's really funny. When I was working in like retail and stuff, I'd have customers watching me do it. And I had one customer who was a man come up to me and he asked me, he's like, doesn't that ever make you uncomfortable? Because I was on a ladder and I had 3 people watching me do it. And he's like, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, isn't it ever weird to have 3 people like watching you do something? And he's like, I was like, when you first start, yeah, but then you get used to it. He's like, how do you get used to it? I'm like, well, people like to watch people do things. And I told him that sometimes a lot of people are watching me not because they're interested in what I'm doing, but I have a lot of men watch me do it because they're actually worried about me falling. I had a guy do that one time. I was on a ladder and I was very weak that day. Like I was very anemic, and so I was very like clumsy and little. My limbs felt kind of jello-y, so I was kind of like stumbling more. I was on a ladder and a man was standing there with his wife and kid. His kid's like, they've got a kid in the baby cart, and then they've got a kid running around. kid running around is being very respectful. Happy and cheerful, but respectful. So he's watching his wife's, picking things up, and he looks up and sees me, and he's watching me while I'm on the ladder. And I didn't realize he was watching me on the ladder until after the incident happened. So on the ladder, I ended up stumbling back, and I almost fell backwards, because what it was that I had angled we had these carts that have ladders that you could pop up. I had angled the ladder so that I could put things on it, specifically water. And I had angled the cart where, no, that's what it was. It wasn't a cart. We ran out of carts that have the ladders that pop off. Those are really cool carts. They are kind of fickle with the ladder because the latch comes off eventually and it kind of flops a bit. But we got these ladder carts in, and they were relatively new. We didn't have a ton of them, and people were using them a lot, especially the elderly workers, which was fair, right? So I was putting up water, and so I had to go grab the step stool, which is what people were using before, which basically wasn't a great thing, but it was what we were using before. So I grabbed the step stool because I needed to put the water up, and I was not tall enough to do it, and the men were busy. Like, they had their own crap that they were doing. And I only had to put up a few of them, because I was just filling one that a customer wanted, because a customer came in and wanted 2 bottles of it, and I went to the back, got our package, gave her 2, and there were 4 left, right? So I started putting some up. I got on this ladder, and so my back was to the aisle, which they tell you not to do that. They want you to have your back, your side to the shelf, right? So that if you fall, you can grab the shelf and save yourself. But also, if you fall on one side of the aisle and not into the aisle. Because it's very common for someone to fall into the aisle and then someone run over them with their cart. Or fall on them or stumble on them. Or you bump somebody else and cause problems, right? It's supposed to cause less traffic. But here's the problem. With water, especially with these being jugs water, like they were like 2-gallon jug waters, they were big. They weren't big enough that I had to go get help per se. But they were big enough that I needed both hands. And it's really hard to pick something up two-handed and twist when you're doing it on the top shelf, and it makes you feel so much more unbalanced than I would like. So I had it facing the shelf, incorrectly, and I picked up the water and I was putting it on. As I was putting it on, I got it up there, and then it was like the last one that I got up. No, I had 3 up there already. This was the 3rd one that I put up there, and I got a dizzy spell when I finally put it down. And I kind of leaned back a little bit more than I wanted to. He noticed, puts his hands on my back, and pushes me back onto the ladder. Not aggressively, but enough to keep me up. And his wife turns to him, and because I obviously made a noise when he put his hands on my back, because it startled me. Not because I was upset or he hurt me or anything, but because I was suddenly realizing, oh, I'm caught, because I was ready to take the fall. I was just expecting life to end. When you just gotta accept your fate, and then you realize, what happened? So his wife turns to me and sees that her husband is rightening me up, and he asks me if I'm okay, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bump, cause a problem. I was leaning against the shelf at that point. He goes, are you okay? I'm like, I got really dizzy suddenly, and I wasn't expecting that. And he goes, he starts asking more questions to see if okay. Turns out the guy's a doctor. He isn't like a medical, like a surgeon or anything. He's like a local doctor. He checks on kids and stuff. So he was saying he was like a local doctor and stuff. And his wife is anemic and stuff because she has a condition. I was just anemic that week because my blood just was very thin. And the reason I knew my blood was thin was because I cut myself, and it was just not it wasn't congealing. It took a long time for a paper cut to actually clot that week. It went away after the rest of the week because he told me to eat. He's like, you need to eat some. He's like, if you're having a problem clotting, he's like, you need to eat some stuff. And he gave me some list of foods and vitamins to do. I took his advice and actually did it, and it thickened back up. It was fine. It was just, I think, an off week. Anywho, off blabbering. As we're talking about it, his wife said that she didn't even notice the weirdness. He goes, you look really pale. He goes, you kind of were wobbling a little bit on the second one. So I was very appreciative. So like I said, some of those customers were watching me on my ladder, but they weren't watching me because they're being creeps. They were watching me because they were trying to catch me. I had so many men come up behind me and were watching me because they were spotting me. I had one guy who did that, and he was watching me, his hands on his hips, and he was watching me full on, had his full body facing me. And his girlfriend turned to him and said, stop staring at her and gawking. He's like, I ain't gawking at her, because I could hear him whispering from through. He's like, I'm not gawking at her. He's like, she's in a very precarious position on that ladder. I don't want her to fall back and crack her head. And then I looked at her and she's like embarrassed. She looks at me when I notice and smiles. She goes, I'm sorry, he didn't mean anything harm. And I'm like, I know, I heard the conversation. I'm like, and I appreciate the fact that you're watching me. Turns out the guy was a bodybuilder. So he was being like that, but he's scary because his girlfriend was like, he's had this happen before at other stores and other businesses where he's staring at a woman doing something suspicious with a ladder. Because let's be real, retail workers will do a lot of suspicious things with ladders that are not OSHA safe. I've done it myself to try and get something onto a shelf without having to move the whole damn ladder. Okay, is it right? No. Should you do it? No. Did people do it? Do we do it? Yes. Anyways, so he's a bodybuilder and or like works in the gym as like a bodybuilder, and he's scary looking. I didn't really think he was scary myself, but he's like big dude, you know, muscular, has tattoos, bald, you know, kind of scary looking for most people. I didn't think he was that scary. The smile on his face did make him very scary to me. Anyways, but he says the girlfriend was saying that he's done this to a few other places and they've gotten banned from like one other store because he was spotting somebody and was standing with his hands on his hips and staring up at her while she was putting dog food away, different girl. And she got really uncomfortable because she was like 18, 17, I think it was 18. They had to be 18 to work at Walmart. Yeah, it was 18. She looked younger. He thought she looked like really young. He didn't know that, but he was worried about her falling and hurting herself because he's like, she's not much bigger than you as far as height. And he goes, and she was thin. He's like, I thought she was gonna fall off the ladder. And I know exactly what he's talking about when he mentioned the specific dog like area and the dogs, like the size of dog bags. Because trust me, it is sketchy going through. When you put bags of dog food or cat food on Walmart metal shelves, it's sketchy from day one. Okay, like it took them forever to not put those big heavy bags onto the second shelf. Okay, I'm just saying. So now the only ones that are on there, theoretically, normally are the little bags. I've still seen some Walmarts that put the big bags on the second shelf. It's not great, but it is what it is. Anyways, so yeah, that's sketchy. They normally put men over there because it's sketchy, and those, it's very common for people to fall and bump their heads on the metal or scrape their arms. Some of them even broken their arm. I haven't had anyone break arm when I was working there, but they were always very cautious about that. Anyways, point being is, he was spotting her, and they got them thrown out because the girl got uncomfortable and thought he was checking her ass out. And he's like, I wasn't checking her out. I just wanted to make sure she didn't fall and hurt herself. I thought it was so sweet. And I was like, yeah, dude, you didn't... I was like, I know when people are gawking at me. And I'm like, you're not gawking at me. You're literally standing there watching, like, my upper chest. Because he wasn't, like, he was, like, watching my shoulders. So I turned around and waved at him. He wasn't looking at my, like, extremities and extra things, because I've seen guys' eyes wander. His did not. He was just focusing on like where my shoulders were, where my hips were, where I was standing, that kind of thing. It was definitely very not like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing. But his girlfriend kept trying to get onto him. She goes, I don't want to get thrown out of this Walmart too. He goes, I don't care if we get thrown out of Walmart. I don't want any girls falling off ladders. So I was thought that was so cute. Big scary bodybuilder was looking out for everybody at the risk of getting thrown out for gawking, even though, like I said, it's pretty obvious he wasn't. I'm sure the girl that was in the dog food aisle was just very uncomfortable, maybe embarrassed. I could see it, right? When you first start in the retail thing, it is hard to tell who's looking at you for inappropriate reasons and who's looking at you watching you do things, right? But like, I do find it really cute that a lot of people would, in fact, watch you and keep an eye on you. Especially in my community. Not all communities are like that. Obviously, it depends on where you live. But my area was much more close-niche, so everyone didn't want nobody to get hurt. I don't know why, but the food seems to spoil incredibly fast in my house. Maybe because you're not keeping it cold? Do you have a potion that can help me keep food fast longer? Only a strong potion will work. Wine. I need this potion, this base. Are you serious? You want the strongest potion in wine? Do you know how, like... I am judging. I'm absolutely judging you for your choices. Because, like, wine is turned differently, so I have to use my special potion, one of my special potions, to theoretically make you your special little potion. Am I going to be mad about it? Yeah. I'm gonna complain about it? Absolutely. I'm debating on whether I want to do... That would line me up correctly. I need something a little... I want something that only curves up a little bit. Little bit. Not so aggressively. Because this is okay. That one's not far enough. I could do this one and then maybe... this one? Because I need to line it up if I'm going to use one of the potions. And then twist it. It's a lot easier to do it from back here. Okay, fine, we'll just do this. I don't like to do that, but we're gonna do that, because I want it to work. Anyways, sorry, I went off to a tangent a little bit. Alright. There you go. There you go, have that. Okay. I need a potion that can protect me from acid. Be this, right here. There you go, you be safe. What do you need? I like your shoulder blade, it's nice and green. I'm so unlucky, is there a potion that can fix that? Yes! It's actually a luck potion. Do not rub this on coins, it's illegal. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. Do not rub it on dice either, that was recently put into the law as well. We had a guy come through who wanted it for dice, and it worked too well. So now the king is like, no. So now we can't do that anymore. Okay, Acid, Alchemist, do you need any seeds for your garden? By the way, I could use with a bunch of potions. What potion do you need? I'm really exhausted with the grove of mine. Druid magic is a useful thing, of course, but it often takes a huge amount of effort, which is fair. I've spent all of my magic powers on expanding the grove. That's fair. Maybe you can at least give me a potion that can to make plants grow quicker. Oh, you want a growth potion? I was expecting you to want mana. I mean, I have that, but I was expecting something, I don't know, more complicated. I'm not okay with that. Do you need seeds? Yeah. Let me see what you got. Yeah, I don't think he has anything new yet. I think there's only a few of them that we don't have yet. Okay, so... how many dream beasts do we have? We have 2. And I know one's growing. How many wind ones? We've only got 2 growing here. I think I have plenty of the green ones. I'll take that. Yeah, this one. Do I only have 3? I thought I had more. Okay, what about the fire ones? Yeah, I need more fire. What about green? I do have some of these planted. What about druid? I think only 1 more of those. We want to get 10, and I obviously bought more than 10, but my thought about it is that I'll sell some of them. I have 3 of those. Yeah, so we'll just do that. My idea is that we'll sell some of them and get some more money back on them. I'd rather have too many than not enough, kind of thing, if that makes sense. Alright, I will see you around. Goodbye, my man. Okay, let's go see about using this last point up, and then we'll switch games. Sorry, these videos are going to be a little long this time around. I think one's probably going to be 30 to 40 minutes, and then this one's about 40 minutes. 45 minutes, something like that. I'll try to see if I can speed it up in certain sections to try and get rid of some 5 minutes, but it really will depend.
And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget